Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Share Talk Bulletin Board Heroes on Monday, the 11th of June. Starting off with Alpha Growth, and you can see that it's been decent progress here after the gaps higher in April, and then in May above the 50-day moving average now at 1.13 pence, and really while we're above the 50-day line, the target here should be the top of the notional top of this rising trend channel from the beginning of the year at 2.4 pence. Time frame on that, the next 1 to 2 months. Another Twitter favorite to look at here, Anglo African Oil and Gas. Strange chart. I suppose it's attempting to find the floor there above 8 pence. Has done so so far. The best way of interpreting at the moment probably is to say that we've broken a falling wedge formation from December, and at least while we're above the 8 pence area, that support line from December, one would be looking for the stock to fill the gap towards 12 to 13 pence, the gap down at the beginning of May, over the next few weeks. But the big breakout here really would be the 200-day moving average up there at 13.53 pence. That should really change the scenario and possibly give us a target towards 20 pence plus. But obviously a long way at this stage. On to Infrastrata, where you can see that shares have they delivered one of my favourite reversal formations, the gap back above the 50-day moving average in April. That actually completed an island bottom, so-called island bottom formation, one of the strongest in the charting textbooks. Current situation is we're just toying with the 200-day moving average of 0.42 pence. One would expect that to be broken while we hold above this uptrend line from April and the 50-day line at 0.35. And then the implied target over the next 2 to 3 months up to 0.75 pence plus. If you're cautious on the stock, you wait for a breakthrough above the 0.5 pence resistance, obvious resistance there from last month. Going on to mobile streams, a stock which has certainly had its moments in terms of both upside and downside. Quite a constructive move here in terms of the lows above the 50-day moving average of 1.43 pence. Weekly close above the 200-day moving average, 2.1 pence, could lead the shares to 4 pence plus. On to one of today's more active situations, Richmond Resources. One of my favorite types of rebound here, the V-shaped rebound above the 50-day moving average at 0.24 pence. While we hold above that, looking to quite an ambitious target, maybe towards 0.8 pence over the next few weeks. Reminds me a bit of the turnaround that we saw in Greatland Gold a week or two ago. So a nice formation there. Stock that reminds me a bit of Turn is Savannah Resources, obviously a completely different sector, but the recent rebound started off with the what I call the rocket launcher, the gap through the 50-day moving average at 5.8 pence at the beginning of last month. Since then, well, we've had this gap, today's gap, very impressive indeed. That implies we're heading towards at least 12 pence. And obviously, if we look back on the daily chart, you can see that the last peaks there for the shares way back in 2014 were 13 to 14 pence. I would say as long as we hold above the 9 pence or 8 to 9 pence zone, 13 to 14 pence should be relatively easily achieved. Another strange chart, but one which might be interesting to would-be bottom fishers, comes in the form of Shields Therapeutics. Again, we had this rocket launch gap through the 50-day moving average beginning of last month. Sideways consolidation, which is very, very bullish in charting terms, basically going up in steps, and this is the next step higher. Best case scenario here, obviously this is a very thinly traded stock, but best case scenario here, back up to 60 pence at the top of a March rising trend channel. That's it from me. More updates at the same time tomorrow.